Just when I was all set to brand this as a Child's Play ripoff, I did a little bit of research and I came to realize that this actually came out before our Friend of the End Chucky's movie did. Now, on the surface, the notion of dolls being scary it's nuts, right? I mean, those little porcelain or plastic things with their blinking eyes and their creepy phrases. 1987's horror release Dolls, though, proves that it wouldn't be a great thing to be stuck in a house full of those. I'll tell you why. These opening credits take forever, but eventually we happen upon a duo of hitchhiking girls, which is always the worst kind of way to start a horror movie off with. It's the pitch black at night and they almost get hit by a car that they're trying to flag down, and in that car, snobby, bitchy couple and an adorable little girl named Judy and her teddy bear. Now, this is where we meet David, Rosemary, and David's daughter Judy. I say David's daughter Judy because Rosemary is the stepmother here. Now, this trio end up stuck in the mud not far from where they passed or almost killed these hitchhikers with their car, and they're out in the middle of nowhere in this sudden rainstorm. With a house nearby, though, they agree that they need to walk to it to just seek out shelter, if nothing else, because the car is not getting out of that ditch. So the stepmom Rosemary here is a big old bitch. She does not like that little girl, and she even goes so far as to throw Judy's teddy bear into the woods on the way to seek shelter. Now, this little girl has quite the imagination, though, and we get a very cool scene, really nice visual of the teddy bear becoming supersized, climbing out of the tree where he was thrown, and making a bloody mess of the two adults with the little girl watching on. Very cool scene. A little creepy, but dude, I dug that. They find a house, sneak into the basement of it, but wind up having an old-timey gun pulled on them by the owners of the residence, Gabriel and his wife Hillary. The old couple soften considerably, though, once they see Judy, and they invite them upstairs. They prepare a meal for them, and they decide to have a conversation with them about what they do. Now, this is an absolutely creepy couple, but they have dolls laying everywhere, which Judy loves, and she swears she hears voices coming from the dolls a little bit, but she also chalks it up to her wild imagination, so we don't really think too much of it in that moment. Now, Gabriel here is a really cool character. He tells the family that he is a toy maker, and he absolutely loathes mass production of toys, and I feel like he's taking a shot at me and all the G.I. Joe figures I had back in the day. I wasn't cool with that. But he's curious as to why Judy doesn't have a toy for herself. Just when Judy's about to talk about the teddy bear getting thrown in the bush, she gets a kick from the stepmom. She clams right up. But when he realizes, Gabriel that is, realizes that she doesn't have a toy, she gifts him Mr. Punch, who is a little moon-faced puppet. Not really great to look at, but a toy, even an ugly one, is better than no toy. Suddenly, these hitchhiking girls from earlier in the movie show up with a guy named Ralph. They bust right into the kitchen, and you've never in your life met a pair of ruder people than these two spray-painted girls. They talk crudely, they help themselves to what's in the pot without asking, and they're rude. Every opportunity they get, they disrespect this old couple. Hateable group here, but Ralph is okay, he seems okay, and he and Judy are fast friends. Gabriel and his wife are kind enough to allow all 6 of these strangers to stay in their home, and they show them a way to the rooms that they're going to stay in. Now, as far as characters go, like we mentioned earlier, Gabriel's a really good one. He's very believable, and he's got a really great back and forth with Ralph over Ralph's love of toys and how it's endured over the years. Even as an adult, he still finds time to be in awe of a well-made toy, and Gabriel likes that, and that's some really good stuff in this movie. I thought that conversation was fun. So this father, though, David, being in love with Rosemary, absolutely baffled me, and I know I'm an Alabama 6 on a good day, somewhere in that range, but my God, this lady has no redeeming quality about her whatsoever. Then we find out she's got some money, and it starts to make a little bit more sense, but even though I'd have to say a hard pass on that deal. And then these hitchhiking chicks, they decide it's time to start ripping this house off. They initially had plans to take Ralph's keys and take Ralph's car and bail. But they realized there's a lot of antiques in this house, they could probably make a lot of money taking them, and I popped for the part where the girl who's obsessed with Madonna, dresses just like her, she's downstairs shoveling stuff into a bag, and a music box starts going off, and she shines a flashlight on it, and there's a music box on the mantle of a fireplace surrounded by dolls. And a couple of different times it goes off. The last time it goes off and she goes to close it, all the dolls are gone. Great, effective way, not only to be scary, but to tell you what's coming up, because the dolls are not to be trifled with here. So our Madonna stunt double winds up getting taken out, and it basically happens in front of Judy. I mean, Judy sees her getting dragged away, bloody and getting dragged away, but she doesn't see what's dragging her away. Now, Judy goes to report it to her father, which of course a little girl would, and the dad thinks that she's lying. So he looks like he wants to hit her, and I cannot wait for that dude to die. But Edith is the other hitchhiker, and she goes looking for her friend because she feels like Ralph probably did something to her. The Madonna chick's missing, and the obvious assumption is Ralph had a thing for her. He didn't get what he wanted. He must have done something to her. So Edith goes looking for her, goes up to the attic, finds her, but sees what's happened to her. Then the dolls descend upon her, and that's when we start to see these dolls in full action, right? She goes out like a G, though. I can't lie about it. You know, these dolls, they all gang up on her, but she sets this one cowboy doll on fire, torches another one. She's busting these things up with the buckle of her belt. And the crazy thing about it is when she busts the porcelain on these things, it's like a little, almost like a shrunken man inside of it, like a little demon or something. It's really crazy to look at. But a bunch of little soldier boys show up. They're playing the bugle, and she winds up taking several shots from these little guns on these little toys, and Edith is no more. One of the deaths we were waiting on, Rosemary getting got pretty intense because she sees all these dolls. She's in bed and she got the covers over. She sees all these things crawling up the bed towards her, which is terrifying, right? Flips the covers over and it is a ton of dolls, heavily armed. They've got some wild shit that they're using on her, including bandsaws and hacksaws and scissors, and I mean, it looked pretty damn painful. And she's not long for the world. She actually winds up, I think she suicides herself out of a window. Ralph even almost gets it with this rising body count, because as soon as he's brought into a room by Judy, because Judy sees these things, they're communicating with her. They like Judy because Judy's a little girl, and little girls love dolls, and they're all best friends. Ralph is brought into it, though. Judy explains what's going on, and Ralph freaks out, because why wouldn't you freak out? And then he starts kicking and smashing these dolls, and Judy's begging him not to do it because she knows he's going to piss these dolls off. And there's a moment after the dolls sort of put a thumping on Ralph that Judy's yelling at him, like, what did you do? Why did you do that? And you get worried, because the dolls wouldn't possibly hurt this little girl, would they? So David loses his shit once he sees Rosemary's dead. He starts destroying everything in the basement with a hammer, Mr. Punch included. Gabriel intervenes, though. He's got a great monologue where he tells him that being a parent is a privilege and not a right. All before turning this crazed, lunatic asshole into the new Mr. Punch doll for his daughter. The next morning, Judy gets her teddy bear back. But she gives it to Gabriel in a great act, a selfless act, because she feels like the bear is going to be happier living there with the rest of the dolls. And we see all of the asshole characters that were killed on a fireplace mantle as new dolls. And then Ralph and Judy leave. Another car gets stuck. We see him pulling up, and scene. End of movie. 6 out of 10. It's an easy watch. It's not a bad movie. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. It's really short. Good story. Gabriel's good. Judy's good. Ralph is a good character. So listen, this is not a bad horror movie. It's not going to age gracefully for me, though, because I don't know if I'll ever sit down and watch it again. I mean, I bet I saw it twice before I rewatched it, and that's just because I was a kid and I only had a handful of movies that I had available to me to watch. It's interesting that the people turning people into creepy dolls are kind of viewed as the good guys here. The affinity this old couple have for Judy is really sweet, and those performances and relationships kind of carried this movie, but I don't know when the next time I'll decide I really need to see dolls. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Weirder things have happened. You know, people turn other people into dolls. Speaking of which, I do have a lot of Funkos around me. This is Aging Gracefully. I'm Matthew Essex. I appreciate you guys listening to me talk about dolls. It's kind of weird. I didn't think I'd ever make a video of myself going on and on about dolls, but here we are. If you like this type of stuff, think about subscribing, coming and hang out with us a couple of times a week. I would appreciate it. And on that note, until we hang out again, I'll see you guys on the other side.